Well, today we say goodbye to Steve Mongo McMichael. I have my 1999 IV Horsemen WCW toy set here. KB Toys, remember that? And guess what? I also dug out my old IV Horsemen poster from 1996. Now that has not been up anywhere since about 98, 99, when I still lived in my old bedroom with my parents. That has been rolled up and put away ever since then. And I'm not sure how I even kept it all these years. And of course, Horseman set, which has Mongo in it. Many years ago, the original front case got knocked out. And my original Ric Flair got stolen by somebody. So here is a more recent Ric Flair. This was like 2 years ago, I think. I got this Ric Flair and I put it in here. Now, the final Four Horsemen. This should have had Arn Anderson in it, but I get it. So Steve was a Chicago Bear, a Super Bowl champion. Every time he held up those four fingers of the Horseman, guess what he had on his hand? Yep, the Super Bowl ring. Now DX, NWO, the Shield, whatever, none of them can say they had a Super Bowl champion in their ranks. They cannot say that. Now I know some people make fun of Mongo's wrestling style, but if you go back and watch, he had fire, he had energy, he had the crowd going. Go back and look. When he does something, the crowd's into it. They clap, they yell, they get up. Now, he did not need a big wrestling set. He needed to tackle, punch, kick, throw somebody. That's all he needed. He was an ex-football player, not a NCAA wrestling champion, right? He was a football player. He's supposed to go in there and throw people around. It was not supposed to be pretty. That was his role in the Four Horsemen. He was a talking piece. He had charisma. He had, long black hair. He had the glasses. And once again, that Super Bowl ring that no other wrestling faction can say they had. Now, one piece of trivia that most people do not know is when Goldberg was doing his undefeated streak, 100, that Kevin Nash ended up beating. Oh my God, somebody finally beat Goldberg. Well, if you go back, Steve Mongo McMichael did beat Goldberg way before then. Like Kevin Sullivan said, they made sure to hide that. They made sure to bury that, make sure that fact did not come out. But it's true. Steve Mongo McMichael beat Bill Goldberg in a wrestling match. Now, how many people can say they've been a Four Horseman, Super Bowl champion, and beat Bill Goldberg, right? Now, he's had this disease for a couple of years. It's really aggressive. It came really fast. So he lost his ability to, to walk, to use his hands, then the ability to talk, then the ability just to be really. He was on a ventilator. In the news earlier this week, he's being moved from his home, I guess, to hospice. And I'm not sure if he ever made it that far or not. I haven't read the newest reports yet. But unfortunately, he passed away of this disease. And it's something that one day I hope we can cure. Like most things, it takes money and time. Both of those can be in short supply at times. But once again, it can be done. There's something there that can maybe not cure it, but at least stop the symptoms. Like AIDS. We cannot cure AIDS, HIV, but we can knock it down to where it does not really affect you that much, and you can live 15, 20, 30 years with it. So hopefully ALS will be something that we could find, something like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, something to at least, knock down the symptoms, knock down the aggression of it, or at least slow it down just a little bit. Like I said, Steve Mongo went from 2 years talking, walking, doing whatever to being in a bed. Luckily, guess what? He got that Hall of Fame introduction for football. He lived long enough to see that, which is pretty darn cool. And his ex-teammates were around him all the time. Ric Flair, woo, visited him all the time. There's a picture out there of Mongo with Ric Flair and guess what? Dean Malenko. So, yeah, 3 of the final 4 horsemen together one last time. Of course, Chris is gone and Arn was with a different company, AEW. And they're not allowed to see anybody apparently because Sting was not at Luger's Hall of Fame, but I digress. But Steve Mongo McMichael, once again, Super Bowl champion, 4 Horsemen, US Heavyweight Champion, and beat Bill Goldberg. And I forgot about this. He was at WrestleMania, the giant football brawl and all that with Lawrence LT and all that. He was there, so he can say, I got to be on Starrcade and WrestleMania. How many more people can say all that? Super Bowl, Horsemen, WrestleMania, Starrcade. He was at all of them. Mongo up there in heaven, we wish you the best up there, whatever peace you found. I think, and there's nothing more to say really. Then I hope once again this horrible disease gets some kind of cure or treatment that could really slow it down to give people 10 years instead of 2 or 3. So thank you for watching. God bless you, Mongo. Today we say goodbye to Steve Mongo McMichael. I have my 4 Horsemen. Today we say goodbye to Steve Mongo McMichael. Here I have my WCW 4 Horsemen toy set, and I even dug out my old 4 Horsemen poster from 1996. That has not been shown anywhere since about like 99, 2000, something like that, when I had it in my old bedroom with my parents. I do not know